Hi, everyone. Welcome to another training session. And for today's topic, I would like to talk about what are the benefits of being a telemarketer. And I'm not talking about the benefits that you get from your company, the salary, the incentive. We already know that these are the main benefits that we are all getting up for to feed our families, to support ourselves. But my question is, what are the benefits to yourself, to your being from investing your time and energy as a telemarketer? Um, I would like to share with you my personal experience and what I believe were the short-term benefits and the long-term benefits of being a telemarketer. And in saying that, I do believe that someone like myself who have done this for more than 2 decades, I do believe that this has practically been my life. Apart from other things that I do with my family and my personal wellness and everything, I do believe that this is practically what I've done all my life, and this is all I know. And so, in terms of short-term benefits, I would say yeah, I could get a job, any job that would be looking for my experience as a telemarketer, any job that would require telemarketing as an additional functionality of what I have to do. For instance, let me just share with you when I was in the US, I was working for Wells Fargo Bank. And when I was with Wells Fargo Bank, I was doing financial specialist job slash personal banker. And part of my initiative to succeed on what I had to do at that point in my career was to incorporate my telemarketing skill. For one reason, I did miss talking to people. I think sitting in the bank all day long, looking at the screen, waiting for clients to come for appointment. It was something that I didn't come from that environment. Let's put it that way. So I needed that part of me needed that ability to speak to a client and be able to connect with someone, to connect to you, to have a conversation with you. Yes, I'm doing my job. Yes, I'm promoting certain bank products, but at the same time, I needed that element of communication and be able to express my passion, as a telemarketer. So I digress. But my point of talking about that is simply that to me was a short term benefit of the time and energy that I have invested as a telemarketer. I get the job. I have that additional skill. When you make your resume or when you create your resume, you indicate there your skills, your set of skills. Are you computer literate? Are you able to do XYZ task? So I believe that if you've done telemarketing as one of your jobs and if you've learned the skill of telemarketing, it is it is right to put that on your skill section in your resume simply because telemarketing is a skill. It's not something that you just figure out yourself. You go through a lot of training based on classroom training or actual sales call training. So, short term benefit is getting a job, but long term benefit for me is that title of telemarketing or that skill of telemarketing that you acquired is already part of your resume. This is something that you have acquired as a skill. Telemarketing is a skill, at least in my opinion and based on my experience. One of the long-term benefit of telemarketing is it becomes your skill set. It's something you can be proud that you've acquired. And of course, another long-term benefit of that is telemarketing doesn't stop on telemarketing. You can become a telemarketing coach. You can become different positions in different companies where you require to manage a sales team and train them on how to properly communicate with clients, whether it's face to face or whether it's telemarketing. Telemarketing can be taken as it's over the phone. You use the phone to market something to someone. That is a very basic definition of telemarketing, right? But personally, my opinion is as a telemarketer, I consider myself as not just a telemarketer. I find that my set of skills of being able to speak to so many different clients, so many different kinds of professionals and people, to be able to learn how to navigate your ways to be successful on that is also having a skill of communication. And communication skill, again, you can put that on your resume. You can be proud that you have actually developed your communication skill because it's something that not everyone has as well. So I feel a bit worried sometimes when my telemarketer back in the day when I have a sales team would come to me and say, "Oh, I feel that people just look down on telemarketer as just a telemarketer." And I said to her, "Look, if there's one thing you should be very proud of is you are able to speak to anyone, be confident to speak to anyone, and that's not everyone can do. That's really something you should be very, very grateful that you managed to acquire that skill." So this topic I would like to share specifically to our beginners because there might be some cloud in your head thinking, "Oh, is this a long-term career? Is this something I want to do for life?" Well, life is so uncertain. I also did not, or all of us cannot really predict what is for us in the future. But if you are actually living in the moment and allowing this opportunity to learn a skill, just like any other skills, right? I could say, okay, I learned how to bake. Actually, just a side note, during pandemic, and I'm sure many of us can relate, I've learned to bake breads, like artisan bread. I became a very, very experienced bread baker. And that's a skill. That's something I can put as well on my resume because that's a skill that I've learned. And I learned in terms of I work hard to figure out how do I get from point A to point B in order to get the end result. Does that make sense? So it's similar to telemarketing. Telemarketing is a skill, it's not just a job. It's not just a title that people would look at, "Oh, you're just a telemarketer." So you're just calling people, you're disturbing people, and all those not very nice impression about telemarketers. But I would like to use this video or take this video as an opportunity to encourage newbies, new telemarketers to put your mind into the short-term benefit and the long-term benefit of learning telemarketing right now. So if you are in a call center or if you're working as a telesales, anytime you use the phone to speak to a client, whether you're selling, setting appointment, anything that you do business related using telephone, it is really a skill that you're learning, you're developing, you're acquiring, and the long-term benefit personally is a personal development. Personal development, you cannot buy that. You cannot just go to the supermarket and say, "Okay, where is the personality development aisle here?" Learning telemarketing and investing your time and energy in telemarketing is also helping you to develop your personality, your confidence, your ability to promote yourself. So if you're going for a job application, assuming you're no longer doing telemarketing and maybe you've spent a month, 2 months, a year, 5 years as a telemarketer, and then you proceed to do something else. And then, for instance, you go for a job interview. I can promise you the telemarketer in you will come out when you are actually face to face on that interview. It will come out, it will shine through, just like how you are on the phone, with your confidence to communicate yourself, to express yourself, to using the right words. Timing is everything. All the elements that I've mentioned on the previous video, which talks about basic things on telemarketing. Again, this is just the beginning of my journey, making videos to help you guys and to share my passion project of really sharing what's in my deepest heart on communication and on how you can actually succeed in life in general by being a good communicator and slash being a telemarketer, really. Because if you actually think about it, every telemarketer you speak to, they have developed that sense of confidence that they can just speak, handle anything negative, and be able to express themselves. So for me, in closing of today's topic, look at the short-term benefit, but also the long-term benefit. So whether you see yourself telemarketing for a short period of time, or you see yourself telemarketing for a long period of time, you want to, you go through that roadmap of telemarketer and program manager, telemarketing coach, supervisor, manager, as you want to work your way up. That's the beauty of telemarketing. But at the same time, you can walk away of being a telemarketer and not losing the skills that you've acquired and that you've learned from being a telemarketer. So next time somebody say you're just a telemarketer, shake it off and tell yourself, I'm not just a telemarketer, I'm a communicator, and it's a skill that I've acquired like I went to a university of telemarketing. So in our next training session, I will be talking about a few more things that would help you, few more tips that would help you get through your first month, your first year as a telemarketer. But for now, I thought this is the video that I wanted to share with you, just to really give you a little bit of an inspiration if you feel a bit down and you feel very discouraged from having a bad day, from not having your good week. Telemarketing is a skill. Own it, embrace it, and use it to your advantage. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.